Watching Netflix series and movies is a fun and interesting way to improve your English. However, real life doesn't have subtitles, and the English we hear in the real world and on TV is very different to the written form we learn at school. Let's get started and see some examples of this phenomenon with contractions.
Not that I didn't deserve it, but you could have told me.
I could have helped him. Maybe he could have helped me.
You could have just told me, Jeff.
You could have shut your mouth.
You could have just called.
Profile. If he was gonna give up something, he would have done it already.
Hey, I would have told you and you would have stopped calling me.
If you could have, you would have.
You would have known that if you would have just asked me.
Somebody would have smelled something.
I don't know what I would have said, but she should have asked me.
Should have been here 10 minutes ago.
Well, you should have eaten your breakfast.
I should have just...
I should have known.
If she liked someone, she might have done something about it.
To see if maybe you might have made a mistake.
Yeah, I might have heard a little bit about that.
Any ideas at all? Might have taken it?
I might have said yes.
Now let's look at the negative forms. Remember that contractions are perfectly normal in everyday speech and in informal writing. However, if you're writing something very formal, it's better to avoid them.
Marley!
Well, he couldn't have gone far.
Name one thing you can do today that you couldn't have done yesterday.
Couldn't have gone any better.
I couldn't have done it without you.
But I couldn't have done it without you.
Because if we had been friends, I wouldn't have been hired to kill your son.
It's clean. I wouldn't have driven it here if it wasn't.
Insurance wouldn't have covered the treatment that you needed.
Look, I wouldn't have come if it wasn't important.
I wouldn't have called if it wasn't important.
Well, you really shouldn't have said that.
You shouldn't have followed me here.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have told you.
He had a friend who shouldn't have played with knives. Like the coat?
You shouldn't have let me sleep.
That mightn't have been here when you were here last, Harry.
Okay, anything that might have been touched in the last 13 years.
Mightn't have ended this way.